I feel like a wrecking ball just went through my life and I am in stage 1 demolition. I feel like a house that is on the ground. And it is so cool because in my next journal, you see me building it back up. If it is not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no.
If staying here feels scarier than the thought of change, then it's time to go.
Change is the way to grow. It's the only way. You know when something isn't right. Like, it's all a matter of learning how to trust yourself, but you can feel journaling is sitting down and figuring out life is so much more magical when you believe. Why not believe that because I'm writing these things down, they're gonna happen? And I swear there are some days that I open up my journal and I go check, 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 check. Everything I wrote down happened.
I just want to know and show people how the consistency really does make a difference in your day-to-day.
So I have to be honest with you.
Emily Kanter, welcome back to another episode of the Pink Print Podcast. You are our first guest that is coming back for a second time.
Yep.
Literally a year later. Guys, she's an incredible Pilates instructor. She teaches at Fuse House, Reforming Pilates. She does personal classes, not personal training, personal classes, and she's a Lululemon ambassador. And we're so excited to have you back.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's an honor.
So you were literally on the show a year ago and so much has happened since.
Like almost
so much.
Exactly a year ago.
How would you describe the past year in one word?
Oh my gosh. I mean, one word.
One word.
It would be like insane growth. The hardest of times.
Like 2 words.
Yeah, sorry. The hardest of times of my entire life, but also the best, most exciting, fun times ever. So,
What has surprised you most about this growth?
So this is the most interesting thing. I remember a year ago, around the time, literally the exact same time that we filmed, I sat on the couch in therapy and I remember crying to my therapist and being like, I don't trust myself. I don't trust any decisions that I make. What do I do? Everything that was in front of me in my life, I was asking so many people around me what to do, and I just didn't have this inner sense of knowing. And now my sense of knowing is so strong. I trust myself. I trust my body. That is like the biggest thing that's changed. You know how I am on this podcast? It happened a year ago where I get talking and then I'm like, wait, what was the question? I don't even remember what you just asked.
I think that's really important to talk about actually, because how many times have all of us been in a situation, it's like, I don't know what to do. And then you call like literally like your best friends, your families, like everyone you know and trust. And you're like, what should I do? And even when they say something and you don't agree with it, you're like, okay, then I guess I know what I should do because I don't like the advice you're giving me.
Totally.
How many times has that happened? And like, I think that's a muscle that we all grow and practice growing. But do you think that's something you developed over the past year, and how?
100% over the past year. And now it's like, I don't even go to anyone when I have like a big decision to face because I know the answer. And honestly, you're going to hear me talk about this the entire time we're on this podcast, but journaling helps me so much. That's like the number one thing. It's just like, that's how I've learned to understand myself. I've read through old journals and seen my perspective on things from a year ago or 2 years ago. And I look at myself now and I just can see like the trends in my life. And so it's just really helped me learn to understand myself. Another thing is like my body. I remember, I know this will come up, but I went through a breakup, a 10-year relationship in June. And I remember like 2 days before it happened, I was supposed to get on a flight to go to the Hamptons to visit all my camp friends, an amazing trip. And I wake up that morning, I'm ready to go, like packed. And my body was just like, don't get on that flight. And I didn't. And then that weekend, everything unfolded and it was, of course, for the best. But that was the first time I was like, whoa, that was my body telling me to do something and I listened. And then like, flash forward to now, 2 weeks ago, I went skydiving and I woke up that morning and I was like so chill about it. I knew I'd be chill about it, and the night before someone was like messing around with me, like, you're gonna die, basically. I know, it's really fucked
like,
up.
not
messing around.
Not gonna say who it was. Fuck them, honestly. But I woke up the next morning and I was like, if I'm gonna die today, my body would tell me not to get on the plane. My body knew I was gonna be fine. So it's like, I just have this like deep sense of trust with myself now. And it's so cool because a year ago, I didn't have that. So
I need you to take our listeners through your exact morning journal routine. What are the prompts? What should they be doing? I know you're very passionate about this subject. So tell the listeners what exactly they should be answering every morning.
I have so much to say about this because truly my biggest passion of life is journaling. And it's so funny because like you think it's Pilates, you think, I know it's also connection, but like journaling is everything to me. Can I go on a rant about why it is everything to me?
Yes.
Okay.
Not allowed.
Sorry, because I want to give you like what I do. But basically it goes into Lululemon. And it all started where I'm a Lululemon ambassador. Shout out Lululemon, love you guys. And there's 12 of us, I think. And I was at one of our meetups and I'm looking around the room and everyone in the room is like someone who's been teaching fitness for 10 years, at least 5 years, and they're all like established and these awesome people. And I'm looking around the table and I'm like, how did I get here? And like, I don't deserve to be here, basically. And Christina, head of community, this girl from Lululemon, who is the most amazing woman, she pulls me to the side because she knew I was feeling this way. And she's like, Emily, it's your energy and it's your light. And I sat with that for a second. Then I realized, I was like, you know what? Yeah, like I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm not doing any moves in my Pilates class that like every other instructor isn't doing. People are coming for the energy that I put out. So how do I get this energy? I sit down every single morning and I journal exactly the type of energy that I want to put out in the world. And I journal exactly how I want to feel, how I want to make others feel. So I owe my job, my relationships, everything to like that energy work. I call it energy work. Journaling is sitting down and figuring out your intentions with your energy. So in a morning, I sit down. First thing I do is a mind dump, and nothing is mandatory. You can skip anything. You can do anything with it, like make it your own. A mind dump would be, it could be a sentence. It could be 2 paragraphs. It doesn't matter on the day. It could be, sometimes I wake up, if I had a bad dream, I write it down. Like I'm trying to think back to what I wrote this morning. I wrote like feeling low today. Like last night was like a lonely night for me. It doesn't matter. It's just kind of like a recap so that when I do look back in my journal, I have like a sense of like, oh, that's how I was feeling. So, or like on a Monday, it'll be like 2 paragraphs about everything I did on the weekend if I'm feeling up for it. So mind dump. And then I go into gratitude. And this honestly is the most like boring one, I would say, because you do it every day and it's like health, happiness, friends, family, all of that. So I try and switch it up. Sometimes I do 3 things that you're grateful for. Sometimes I do a list of 10, and sometimes I do 1 thing and I write because. So it's like you can switch it up all the time. So after you do your gratitude, I then go into exactly how I want to feel. So every single day I write, today I'm going to be patient, loving, and kind. And I swear, if I don't write patient, I'm in my Pilates classes and I'm like, put your leg down. Like I literally, but if I write patient, I'm like, hey, like fix your leg. Like it's like this. I swear it works. So patient, loving, kind. I write, like, for example, I want to be productive. Today, I want to be present. Little things like that. I write exactly what kind of energy I want to put out there. Today, I exude positive energy. Sometimes, this is when I write, today, I am sunshine in human form. Like, I have these little, like, snippets that are just, like, so essential to me. A lot of the time, I write literally exactly how I want my day to go. I used to write literally to the T. Like I go to CVS, I get face wash, like, and then I stop doing that. So you can really make it your own. Now I write down bigger, broader things like I'm always at the right place at the right time. Everyone I come in contact with feels better when they leave me than when they found me. I make people around me feel good. Today, I feel supported, I feel seen, I feel heard. Today I connect with family and friends because I know that's obviously like what makes me feel best. So little things like that, and I can go on for 2 hours you don't want me to, about like little snippets that I write down every single day.
Feels very intentional.
Yeah.
How do you feel on a day where you don't do this?
When was the last time you did this?
I just want to know and show people how the consistency really does make a difference in your day to day. And if you
Totally.
miss a day, do you actually feel a little offbeat?
So I have to be honest with you, like today was a super short day for me. Most days I write 4 pages a day, and I know that feels impossible, but trust me, just get started and it just like flows out of you. All of this is not forced. Like everything I'm writing down every day is because it's genuinely become like a part of who I am. But like, for example, like there are a lot of Sundays where like I'll wake up hungover or something and I don't write any of that, but I'll write like, I still open my journal, even if it's at 8 p.m. I'll write like, great weekend, had Lucali, like period. Like that's it.
Great weekend.
Yeah,
Great
like,
weekend.
that's
Had Lucali.
That's it. So on the days that I don't do it, I honestly like it's so a part of me. I can't tell you the last time I didn't do it, but I will say that like it just feels less intentional, you know, like I could tell, one thing that is like so important that I totally can't believe I forgot this. I write down most days, like today I see a sign that I'm on the right path, or today I see a sign from the universe. And I swear if you're just getting started, do this, because now I notice things that everyone else thinks are like silly little things. Like I swear I see a butterfly, I'm like, thank you, God. You know, I like look up when I'm walking over a bridge because just in case I might see a dolphin, you know, like a lot of times I don't, but it's like just change the way that I look at the world, you know? So that is a huge one. And I know I just didn't answer your question, but it definitely just like takes the magic out of life if I'm not intentional. And one of my like all-time quotes that I did say in our last pod is like, life is so much more magical when you believe. Why not believe that because I'm writing these things down, they're going to happen? And I swear there are some days that I open up my journal and I go check. Everything I wrote down happened. Yesterday, didn't have the best day. And I remember I was like, last night I was on FaceTime with a friend and I was like, literally everything I wrote down didn't happen. But is that going to stop me? No. And even that is not true, because I wrote down yesterday, I make people around me feel good. And I taught 3 classes. So I know that's a fact, you know? So
this is giving a mixture of like an affirmation practice, because you're affirming how you're going to feel and what you're going to accomplish during the day, and like a little bit of manifesting.
totally. I'm manifesting. I'm like
Day by day.
testing my relationship with the universe every single day.
So this is journaling, but it's like affirmations and manifestation.
Totally.
It's like a little bit of mix of everything, but you are channeling that through journaling
totally
rather than like
And
saying
I'm-
it to the mirror. You
Yeah,
know?
and I'm just like every day trying to see how powerful I am. And there are some days, it's not always perfect. There are some days where I'm like, holy shit, I'm a master manifester. Like everything I do, everything I say happens. And there are some days like yesterday where I'm like, K universe, like playing jokes with me. K-Den. Like literally, like last night getting in my cold shower. My shower doesn't have hot water right now, so it's really making me depressed. But I got in and I was like, God, help me, you know? So sometimes I'm not saying that journaling, actually I am saying that journaling will change your life. I'm not saying just because you write it, it's going to happen, but it definitely just changes your perspective. I'm constantly looking for the good. Even driving over here today, I'm like, what good happened to me today? Because I wrote down this morning, something good happened to me today, you know?
You're on the pink
You're here.
That's the best. No, this is 100% the best part of my day so far.
Good.
Yeah.
What are some pinch me moments reflecting back on this year? And do you have any upcoming pinch me moments that you want to share or talk about?
The whole Lululemon experience is really, it honestly, if I'm being real with everyone, it still doesn't feel real. None of it has felt real. Even at like the events, it doesn't feel real. And it feels like imposter syndrome, but I have to mention that because it's like, how did I get here? Honestly, I just threw a birthday party and
Your own birthday party.
it was about, I told you guys about this breakup, and obviously my whole entire life was tied to this person and to our friend group together. And so it was just so cool to see that I built an entire community by myself. All these random friends, all these different people, clients, these are like people that I've made in literally the past year. I have a completely new friend group. I have a completely new circle. And so that was a pinch me moment to be like, wow, I never needed anyone to like get the things done, even to like rent out the party space. Or I always would ask my partner to help me do cool things. And it's like, I've done all these amazing things by myself and I just didn't know I could do it.
Yeah, like proving you're capable.
Let's talk a little bit about the relationship and unpack it, because I feel like a lot of people feel lost, or you need to find a new path, especially when you're in a long-term relationship. So just to see, like, how did you come out of that? I'm sure you maybe had a little dip before it got better.
Totally. Yeah.
But like, to tell the girlies that it's okay and you don't need to be relying on a man, and look at how many things you've realized of yourself and how you've grown stronger and how you can do it on your own, and to not depend on someone else, and that everything will be okay.
We're about to get real here. Okay. So
Not as much detail as you want to share, but I'm saying because it's something that a lot of girls obviously go through, whether it's a year, 2 years, or a lot of people are in long-term relationships and it doesn't work out, but there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Totally. So let's talk about like mistakes and stuff that I made. I ended that relationship and then I jumped right into a new one, because what else am I supposed to do? I didn't know how to be alone ever. I had never been alone. And so I want to say that I think that's really normal when you don't know how to be by yourself to jump into something new. So in the beginning, I was kind of like not processing. Then once I ended that other relationship that I jumped into, it came crashing down. And this is why I love journaling so much.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When you jumped into that new relationship, I'm sure a lot of people were like, you need to be alone. You need to be alone. Like, looking back now, do you think that you should have been alone? Or are you grateful? Obviously, you're grateful for the experience, but do you know what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah.
Like, if you were to give somebody advice now from your standpoint.
Of course, you need to learn how to be by yourself. But I also think you got to do whatever feels right for you. And that, like, I can't say that I would have stayed away from like my 10-year relationship if I wasn't like
getting into a new one, kind of.
And like pulled away and like seeing what else was out there.
Yeah.
So I do think that that was an important step. Back to like the whole journey part of it in the journaling. I have a journal with every single day of the moment I knew that I was going to go through with the breakup, the moment it happened. I have written down, I'm sitting in my childhood bedroom, what the fuck is happening? Like, and then I have every day since this new relationship, that one ending. And I literally have the end of one of the journals says like, I feel like a wrecking ball just went through my life and I am in stage 1 demolition. I feel like a house that is on the ground. And it is so cool because in my next journal, you see me building it back up. So I definitely, it was the most, my whole thing, why I never wanted to end the first relationship was I didn't want to feel pain. Like, I don't know why. I just like could not.
Who does?
I know.
I think we try, as humans, try to steer
I
away
just
from
really
that.
didn't want to feel shit.
And
I
change.
Yeah. Change is so scary. Change is the way to grow. It's the only way. And
But
so,
something in you was telling you that there was something more for you out there.
yeah. And
Because for the people who are afraid to get out of a relationship,
you know what?
do you listen to, like, was it something inside of you telling you I
It
need to
was-
see what else is out
You
there?
know what? When you're, again, like I didn't know how to trust myself. Like, you know when something isn't right. Like, it's all a matter of learning how to trust yourself. But you can feel, like I felt stuck and I felt like it just wasn't serving either of us.
I said this on our last episode actually, but I do think it's important to reiterate that you, like you said, you know in your body, but you know, like if staying here feels scarier than the thought of change, then it's time to go.
It was that. It was that. It was the thought of staying and never finding out what I could be on my own or what I could do on my own was actually more frightening than like taking the leap. At a point, it took me months to get to that conclusion.
Yeah. How do you know?
How'd you know it was
when
the right
to get?
time?
How'd you know it was the right time and the right decision? Because a lot of people don't really know what to do, and you've been with this person for so
Yeah.
long, they don't really know who they are.
what?
Especially when you started dating this person at such a young age.
Totally.
So it's kind of like,
It's just if it's okay, this is what it is. This is totally what it is. Oh my God. I went to a wedding and I was literally talking to the bride. And why on her wedding I was asking her relationship advice. I have no idea.
She's like
security.
She literally,
Imagine.
but she said one snippet to me, and this will stick with me forever. And as a married person, I want to know what you have to say.
So true.
If it is not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. And
Okay, Sabrina Kerrigan.
I don't think you have that advice.
What?
like, no, we've talked about this.
Yeah,
I don't
like,
think that's my advice.
Yeah, I'm saying, like,
if
a
that's the
lot
right
of-
answer.
no, no, of course. And my sister would say the same because
That's
we
why
always
I'm
talk
saying-
about this.
yeah.
Of course, nothing's perfect. But if you're not like, when you think about marriage with someone, if you're not like, fuck yeah, that's my guy, then that's not her guy. And by the way, my ex, like, literally could not adore him more. But I just was like, we don't know. You know, we don't know what this is. So I knew that I deserved for myself and him too to figure that out on our own.
You know, I find this really interesting because I see a lot of people in long-term relationships and they're great. And I'm not saying this is the case for you. I'm just saying observing other relationships I've seen. And it's almost like they end these long-term relationships and very quickly after, no timeline, but let's say even sometimes in less than a year, within a year, they find someone else and it's like, boom. It's like, now this is my person.
Yeah.
And then I see
Why
them-
isn't that happening?
No, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying that I see a lot of the times maybe people are scared, and at the end of the day, it's like maybe you had to go through that to then meet this person, and then things just move so much quicker. I was just making an observation.
Can I piggyback off of that? Because now I
course.
feel like I'm going in the direction of the question. I was living with my partner. I then got my own apartment. Like, living alone
Major
by
steps.
myself is something that is so special that I would have never had in my life. Like, figuring out how to do all these things on my own, how to sit with myself after a night, like now, and that was like so weird in the beginning. Now I'll come home from a night out and I literally be like, take off my shoes and I'm like, thank God no one is here. I'm
Literally.
so happy to have this space by myself. And the truth is, I know it's temporary. Like, I'm not going to be alone forever. I'm going to meet someone. I'm going to live with them for the rest of my life. So to have this special time
That's
by
really
myself,
nice.
to really get to know myself is huge. And I'll tell you right now, I know myself. Like, a year ago when I filmed this podcast, no idea. Like, I am a completely different person. I have a completely different outlook on like who I am. I love myself so much more. I trust myself so much more. My confidence is real. Not saying it wasn't back then, but we were just like scratching the surface, getting to know who I am. Oh, I was holding this far away.
What's the biggest thing you learned about yourself besides learning how to trust yourself in the last year? Because you're saying you learned so much.
Wait, can I say one more thing
Yeah,
about relationship?
Absolutely.
Because this is your advice, and I just think that people need to hear it because it literally came up again for me last night. I don't know why me and my boyfriend have been on fucking like MMA fights lately. And we got into an argument on Saturday, and I was like, I'm going for a walk, bye. And
Sounds like me. Like, bye.
bye, walk.
That's the best thing to do. Take a beat.
So and this happened again last night, but so we got into an argument and whatever. And then I can sit there and be like, oh my God, we've been arguing so much. Like, forget this relationship, whatever. Like, obviously not. It's been 5 years. I mean, not obviously, but it has been a long time. And my plan is to be with this person forever. So when we're fighting like this for like a week straight, or not even a week straight, like 2 days straight, I'm like, oh my God, this is like ridiculous. This is pointless. Like, why are we fighting like this so much? It shouldn't be like this. And you told me, you're like, well, as long as you fight and you want to resolve it and you want to get back to a place of like loving each other and not being in that bad energy again, then I think it's all good. Not that I was questioning my relationship, babe. And last night we were arguing and I was like, okay, I want a solution right now. So my point is, like, you can fight, and if you're with the wrong person, you're just gonna be like, fuck this, like, I don't want to solve this, fuck you, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
But if you are with the right person and you are arguing because you're going to, it's normal, but you want to come to a conclusion and you want to get back to a place of like being lovey-dovey, then you're gonna be okay.
You're a team.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
And she gave it to me, so that's why I wanted to reiterate.
Someone told me that. I think it was Rachel. Our
Really?
astrologer had told
Our
me that
astrologer.
once. She was like, as long as you guys like want to be together, and this goes for anyone, as long as you want to be together and you love each other and that's the goal, like you can get over any fight.
And a thought just popped into my head. It's like, you can fight with someone, but it's like, if you can't even fathom the idea of losing them, that's your person. Like for me, we would fight and I would be like, I could lose this person, you know? I feel that when I meet my person, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to like keep them around, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Another thing with journaling is I just did 24 things I learned in 2024 in December. My biggest thing that I realized this year was that the only reason why you want something, desire, the only reason why your heart is pulled towards something, whether it's a job or a relationship or a dream, like if you want to be president, for example, the only reason why you have that pull towards that thing is because future you has that thing. Like the reason why I don't want to be president is because future me isn't president. The reason why feel so much want and desire to meet my person and to create a family is because future me is with in an amazing relationship and like has a beautiful full family. You know,
I 100% agree with this. I think that if a desire is there, it's because your soul is meant to have it and you can do it.
Totally. So what do you do with that? What do you do with desire? Because it can be so easy to sit around and be like, I want it. Take the want out of the situation. How do you get everything you desire? You become the version of you that already has it. So how do you do that? How does that person show up in a room? What is their energy like? That goes back to my energy work. What's their morning routine? What are they like? What are their unhealthy habits? Like that helped me stop so many unhealthy habits that I was doing because future me like can't have kids or be in a loving relationship and keep up with those unhealthy habits. So you really have to look like this wasn't me, but if you're like smoking cigarettes, like, okay, like, are you a mother who smokes cigarettes?
Yeah.
Like, ask yourself those questions, you know? If you are like alcohol addiction or anything like that, like, can you function as a mother or as like this dream partner with that? No. So you have to get rid of it. So it really helped me like get rid of unhealthy habits and bring in better habits that like support the life that I want. And I feel so much closer to the version of me who like is the best partner ever than I was a year ago or even 6 months ago.
How has your view of success changed now that you're having more opportunities, you're doing more events, you're getting more exposure? How has that shifted since last year?
So this is like not what you guys want to hear, especially on like a podcast about like entrepreneurship and everything. But like, I have to be if I'm being so real, which like I should be, this
Absolutely.
is about being real. My version of success is happiness and like being relaxed and loving my everyday life. You know, there have been so many times in the past few months where I've stopped and I've been like, I love my life. I love my life so much and I'm so grateful. And that is success for me. You could take away, I love what I do. You could take that away. You could take away anything if you can get me that loving relationship, loving friendships, and like a family. That's all that matters to me. And I know that's like, you know, I think that is still like women empowerment and all that. Like
it is.
do
I
whatever
don't know why you're
you
shitting on your
want.
answer.
No, I know, because I go straight to like the beauty of Pilates for me, honestly, is that like you can do it through every stage of your life.
Yeah.
And it can look
Honestly.
so different. Right now, I have to do it. So I'm teaching 3 classes a day and I'm like busting my ass and doing privates. It's like there will come a day where it's like I'll teach 2 classes a week and I'll teach privates with my clients that like I love and can't imagine letting go of. So that is success, like freedom, you know, and happiness.
So you've been taking charge of some pretty cool events like the Unwell event with
That was
Alex
cool.
Kupa
Yeah.
and Lululemon. How do you go about creating these intentional events for others?
So
Because you bring in the energy.
thank you. So the Alex Cooper one was actually Fuse House. Thank you. Shout out Fuse House. And the funny thing is, like, our manager.
But they chose you.
Yeah, our manager, Ashley, shout out Ashley, she calls me and she's like, we just feel like you align with the brand. And I'm like, so you think I'm a
I'm Unwell.
whore? Basically, I was like, oh, okay. Which, you know, I think, again, it all goes back to energy and like the output. Like, they want someone who's gonna like hype the people up and be fun and funny, and like I can do that. You know, you can be a great instructor, but there's so much more to it than just teaching a class and knowing what you're doing. It's also about like the way you show up in a room, your warmth. So that's why every single day I'm writing down to be warm. I'm writing down every room I walk into, I am lighting up the room, you know? So
How did you become a Lululemon ambassador? Sorry, I'm just going like,
I like it.
same thing, energy. The Lululemon ambassadorship, people always ask me, they're like, how do you apply? What do you do? You don't apply.
So how they find you?
Yeah.
They find you?
Yeah.
They found her.
come to your class.
When they gonna find us?
No.
Word of mouth.
Maybe when we become like fitness instructors.
Yeah.
Not Lululemon. I'd be like, find our podcast.
It's literally like word of mouth.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
It's a big
these
company.
two girls who
What?
worked in Lululemon, shout out Steph and Charlie, you guys know who you are. They started coming to my classes. They loved the classes. And one day after a class, I had no idea. They were like, can we talk to you? And I was always just like nice to them because they're my clients.
Yeah.
Like I treated them like everyone else I treat. And they're like, can we talk to you? And I'm like, yeah, like thinking like injuries or whatever. And they're like, we want you to be a Lululemon ambassador. And I straight up fell on the floor. I'm like, what? Even now it doesn't feel real. So that didn't feel real. But yeah, it's really just like energy. It's like they feel your vibe. You don't need to have, I'm like, why me? I don't have thousands of followers. And they're like, it's not about followers. It's
Yeah.
about people. We want people who can build community.
Yeah.
And that never made sense to me. I'm actually connecting this right now. That never made sense to me. I'm like, build what community? And now I'm like, wait, my birthday party. And
It really goes to say though how like when you bring your A game to everything you do, like you don't know who's gonna be in the room, who you're gonna
Totally.
meet, what it's gonna lead to, and that's why you gotta give your 100%
Yeah.
to everything, even when you don't feel like it, because you just never know where it
this
can
is
go.
so
Yeah.
funny. My boss, shout out Jen at Reforming.
Shout out
So many
literally
shout outs.
everyone.
Sorry, I
You
can't.
better all be watching this
yeah,
podcast.
yeah, they should be. She always jokes with me. She's like, Emily, you gotta give 70%. You're giving 100, and you gotta give less because they want me to teach more, and I like physically can't.
Yeah.
And because I'm like, so I just can't handle it.
'Cause your
Like
voice
it's too
disappears.
many over and over. I don't have a voice, and I just like when in my classes, like I'm giving so much energy, and she's like, can you just be like worse, like be 60% and teach more? And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, like I rather. And this is what I tell all these newer instructors, because I'm like doing a mentorship program and all this stuff. But I always say like, I prefer to teach one class a week that is amazing at 100% than teach 5 classes a week at 60%. Because if one person comes in and that wasn't my best class,
Yeah,
you
they're
never
like,
know.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
I never want someone to walk away from my class and be like, it was all right.
It was okay.
No,
I don't have to go back again.
Everyone who walks in there to be like, she's awesome.
She was gonna
You know?
want to come back.
Yeah. And like even today, like the class that I just taught before this, my Thursdays at the end of the week, like it's my last class of the week at Fuse House, I'm always like a little bit like on edge because it's just like I'm like ready to like be done. And like even today, like I finished class and I was like, oh, I could have been like a little softer with everyone. They were like, thank you so much. Like you pushed me. That was amazing. And I was like, okay. Like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So how have you been able to, I mean, this is all also like client management. So how have you been able to grow your private roster and maintain group fitness and just like manage those relationships?
And you're doing some privates for some cool people.
Yeah, a few cool people. But honestly, like I wish I had a better answer for this because I really don't know how to manage it so much. I've had to let go of a lot of private clients. And like privates are also very much like up in the air, you know, like a lot of clients are traveling. I do virtual privates. So it's kind of like on a weekly basis. You know, I have some people who are in for 2 months and some people that are out. And now, to be honest, like I really just do privates with people that like I actually like to be around.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
know?
best though, because
It
you're
is.
choosing.
Totally. Like in
Your
the beginning,
clients
I had
almost.
like all these like random people that I would just do.
Because
it
they asked
for.
you, because they would go to the studio.
And
they
now
want
it's
one.
like, unless like I want to be around this person, I'm not gonna be around this person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I charge everyone the same. Like it doesn't matter,
right.
you know.
So
Okay.
what's something that you've let go of this past year that's allowed you to level up in life and in career or wellness?
I let go of that partnership,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't so much the person that like needed to go, because I still have so much love and respect for them. It was more just like needing someone like that, having that support. I let go of like everything I ever knew. Also, let's keep in mind, in the past year, and I was on the podcast like 3 months later, I changed every single thing about my life. January of last year, I was a teacher in school,
Yeah.
in a relationship,
God.
living in a house. I'm now working for myself, single, for like actually single for the first time in my life, living in my own apartment. I let go of my dog, like my house. I remember when I first started to think about leaving the relationship, I was on my therapist's couch and I was hysterical, like, but my dog and my home, and like, how am I going to do this? And then it got to a point where I was like, okay, the dog in the home is like not worth me feeling this like
You guys don't co-parent the dog.
No, we
No, no.
can't.
You
We
can't.
No, you
We
can't, because I heard Chase Crawford say that he does.
No, it's crazy,
Like,
bro.
let me tell you, like that. Anyone, if you're dating
No.
someone that is co-parenting a dog, like do
You
not
can't.
trust them.
No,
like, it
no,
keeps you
absolutely not.
It keeps you tied.
I just thought it was an interesting topic to cover.
And you know what? This is great advice. Wendy, our best friend, shout out Wendy, sorry for all the shout outs, but she gave me the best advice ever. She sat me down one day. She goes, Emily, this dog is not a part of your future life, and so you need to let it go. And
It's true.
it just tied into like, you have to burn down your old life to create your new one. And if you still have a foot in your old life,
Honestly, that is his foot in your old
Yes.
life still. If you're
You're not
co-parenting the dog.
able
Yeah.
to create this new life.
The dog.
Yeah. You're not able to like move in. Like, I want so much, and I will not be able to get any of that if I'm still in that old me.
No.
Yeah.
You know?
No, like seeing the person over and over again, over the dog. You guys,
It's
it's
not
not,
gonna
a child. You
No,
know?
no, I know.
No, it's
Like,
not
and you
gonna
can
work.
get a new dog, and you know that the dog is being taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Can we stop talking about the dog?
Yeah.
It honestly
Yeah.
is like the hardest part.
Yes. Yeah. What would you say to Emily a year ago?
Oh my gosh, that's such a cute question. I would say I'd be like, break up, like move out, do all the things, don't be scared. But also like, it was scary, and like I had to feel pain. It was so painful, and it was the hardest time of my life, but it was also like the best. And I would say to her, like, it will all be worth it. And I'm still like figuring out, like, it's what I would say to myself today. Like, there are nights where I'm super lonely, and there are times where now feels really hard, and I'm just like, I know one day this will all be worth it. And you know what? This is what I would say, because this is really great advice that I tell myself all the time. You are meant to feel exactly how you're supposed to feel. There are nights that I feel really lonely, and I'm like, I am meant to feel so lonely right now, because when my person comes, I'll just appreciate it so much more. So I guess I would say, like, every emotion that you feel, you are meant to feel for a reason, and it is all going to teach you so much.
That's
Yeah.
a really beautiful way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's like they say, are you grateful for not having a headache until you have a headache? And
Oh my
guys,
God.
I had a fucking migraine the
Totally.
other day.
I know.
And I was like, I'm so grateful for when I have a
Yeah,
headache.
I know.
'cause it
And it's
hurts
like when
so
you're
much.
sick, and then you like can breathe through your nose.
Yeah.
You're like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
So
And
it's like, every emotion is meant to be felt. Life
Yeah.
would be so boring if it was like all so numb, you
It's
know?
the same. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so now it's like, there are times I think back to the times where I'm like, I love my life so much because it happens. And the times that I don't, I'm like, I'm going to feel that way again. I wish I had my journal right now, because that was the meditation for the day, was like, you're supposed to feel every ebb and flow, and nothing is temporary. And so like, appreciate every moment.
Yeah. So what are you calling in next for 2025?
If I
even though it's like halfway done.
yeah.
Well,
if-
for the next year, for when you
Yeah.
come back again with
Yeah.
more
Yes.
updates.
Oh my gosh. So one thing is that like opportunities for work just flow to me effortlessly. Like my whole shtick with my entire life is that I really like don't want to have to try so hard. And I know hard work is hard work and I work hard, but it's like I just feel like all of the cool opportunities that have come my way, Lululemon and the Unwell event and all these cool people that I get to meet and cool private clients, like they just come to me by me being me and by me putting out the best energy that I can. So,
Which is a lot of hard work.
I was going
It
to say,
is.
it's not that
It
you're not
is.
doing work.
You're
Like
just not
you are,
chasing.
oh my gosh.
you're showing up every single day and giving it your all to the point where like you can't teach more classes because you're giving it your all.
Totally.
And that is you sending a message to the universe. And that's why things are flowing, you know?
But
It's not,
totally.
like just
And this also was what has been like hard the past few weeks. I had like a hard week and it was because I put in so much energy and effort every day. I give myself 2 hours to journal because that's how much I like care about it. And I'm writing pages and pages about the kind of like positive energy, and anyone who comes to my way, I'm like, hi, how are you? And like really giving out this positive energy. And it's exhausting sometimes. So like I had a low the past few days and I was like, wow, it's really a lot of hard work. But like, I don't think you will find anyone in the past 6 months who has come in contact with me randomly on the street. And I haven't been anything but like this like overwhelmingly positive energy. And the past like a few weeks ago, I was like, wow, it's really tiring. And like, I gotta chill. Like, I gotta like save some energy for myself. And I did, and now I'm back.
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
Well, now we're going to move on to our quick fire section of
Okay.
the show.
Oh, but I didn't answer one thing. Sorry,
Oh,
that
answer.
I'm calling in.
Yes.
Is that I'm calling in a relationship for myself. I have like dialed down my friendships. Could not be better. Like I am obsessed with the people in my life. I'm obsessed with my life. My apartment, my routine, where I live, everything about my life is so spot on and so amazing. And I didn't have it 6 months ago, you know, or in June when I ended that relationship. I'm now calling in the only thing that like I guess I would be looking for is like a relationship that just feels like a partner, that feels like this feels good, you know, like
Yeah.
a good relationship.
Totally.
Because I'm dating, but it's like I haven't found anyone that I care about.
Got
Love
it.
it. All right. Do you want to do the honors?
Yeah, let's start the quick fire.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. We know the answer, but your current morning non-negotiable.
Journaling.
Okay. One wellness trend you swear by and one you think is overrated.
Movement. Movement, because like it more than your body, it shifts your energy. I also love lymphatic drainage massages. It's
never
my
do that. I should do
favorite. You
one.
need to do it. I love it. It just like makes me feel like I feel like for immunity, it makes me feel like reset after like a week of drinking to get one or like eating and being crazy. Like just feels like a nice reset. So I really, really like that is great. And movement, of course. One that I don't care about.
Overrated, yeah.
Overrated. I mean, I don't do the sauna. I know like people love that, but I teach in a heated room and that's why. So maybe that's why.
Yeah, I think you get enough heat.
Yeah.
Like, that room is
my
hot.
number one wellness thing though, like my number one workout, because yeah, I'm teaching Pilates, but I'm not really like fully doing it and I don't take a lot of classes, steps. I swear by my
Oh,
steps.
yeah.
I walk everywhere. I literally do not I get in my car maybe once a week.
Yeah, it's true.
But one that I don't care for, I don't know. I don't really listen to like what people say about eating. Like everything's good and everything's bad. And I think that like you just kind of have to figure out what's good for you and your body.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go to Lululemon piece in your closet right now.
I love this set. I forget what the
Super
bra is
cute.
It's
called.
so cute.
Oh, my go-to that I wear every day, like I can't leave the house without, are these socks.
Oh yeah, you love the Lulu socks.
the
Oh,
socks.
that's cute.
These are really dirty. I'm embarrassed that I just lifted my foot. But my Lulu socks are my favorite. And honestly, I wear their sneakers, the Cityverse sneaks, everything. Like all their stuff is amazing.
What is your go-to reset after a weekend of eating out, drinking, or just feeling off?
Okay, so it'll be every Monday I have therapy. So it's just amazing because like Monday I feel like is a low day for many people. For me, every Monday is like where I'm like, ugh, like it's just like a hard day of the week. I have therapy every Monday and it just like helps the mind. I would say lymphatic drainage massage is just a great way to feel like back in your body, definitely trying to get in movement, and getting back into routine, and then always like cooking a healthy, yummy meal. And like usually like I make soup every week. I make like a chicken soup every Monday, and I eat that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday most of the time.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Most used app on your phone?
Besides Instagram.
Oh, besides, I was just about to
Not the
say
eye roll.
I hate that it's Instagram, because like I right now I'm kind of addicted to Instagram, and I
No, a
want to
little bit
stop.
me too right now. It's
I
been really
hate
bad.
it. It's so annoying.
And I'm calling you out right now. You're like addicted to Instagram because you don't have TikTok either.
I don't have TikTok.
I know. So
Oh,
you
I
guys
know.
are on Instagram all day
Yeah.
long, you know?
Yeah.
Like at least
Like,
I'm not
she
on
sends
TikTok.
me too.
though.
Exactly.
Okay, but like I'm
But
just
we're
not
doing
on
the same
either,
thing.
honestly, because it's like too
So
much.
we're not perfect.
No, but I'm saying like you send me reel after reel and meme, and I'm
True.
like, bitch, is the same thing as being on TikTok all day.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Wait, what was the question? I forgot.
No, but your most used
app on
app
your
besides
phone.
Instagram. It's just like a fun
Honestly,
question.
like either like the weather app or my steps app. My
Okay,
health
weather
app.
app. I was thinking like
Yeah.
messages.
No,
Maybe
I
text.
don't know.
Or like photos, honestly.
Photos,
I
yeah.
like to look at photos.
I'm like
no,
the
it
Fuse House on
definitely
demand
is,
app.
It definitely is my health app, like checking my steps. I check it a lot.
Love.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your alter ego name when you're in full boss mode?
Boss mode. What the hell is this question?
What the heliante?
What the, what do you, something you call me? What do you call me? Like, what do you call me? And I'm like,
Scared.
Firecracker.
I guess like Emmy, like people, because
Okay,
my
Emmy.
Instagram is Emmy Kanter.
Emmy K701.
So it's like
I will say
people-
Emmy's a cool alter ego because I don't see you as Emmy. I see you as
Yeah.
Emily.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
They call you
people
Emmy.
who know me just from Instagram, like literally call me Emmy. And at first of all,
You're
I'm
like, who?
we're not
Who?
that close, but it's fine. I'll allow it.
What the
I
hell
actually think
you were
it's
in?
cute when people call me Emmy. But I think like if you don't know me and you just know me from my class or my Instagram, it's
Yeah.
like my name is probably Emmy.
Well, I mean, if that's like your handle, like
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, my
like,
phone
I
is
call people
Emmy with
by-
the smiling devil.
Yes,
That's what it
that's
is
so
in
me.
my head.
Oh my
Emmy with
God.
the smiling devil.
It is. Okay. Is your next if your next chapter had a theme song, what would it be? Can I say one that I think it
Yeah,
would
tell
be?
me.
These Are My Friends.
I actually am addicted to that song.
Yeah.
I don't even know that song.
Baxter, my friend
If my
again.
this is such an important question. Like, I don't want to mess this up. So give me like a second. If my next
Chapter had a theme
chapter had a
song.
theme song.
What would yours be?
God, guys,
Well,
can I
she
look at
thinks.
my phone?
Sure. What would yours
Mine's
be?
like the iCarly theme song right now.
What?
I think no.
Wait, she has a show. It's kind of lit.
I feel like mine.
Like her show popped off.
Wait, what?
Wake
Miranda
up.
Cosgrove?
No, on iCarly, like it's all about their show, their web show.
Guys, and oh, I know.
And we have a show. What do you mean?
Wait, what are you talking about?
iCarly, she has a show.
It's a web show.
Yeah,
She has a web show.
I know, but
And I'm saying that aligns. We have a show.
oh, okay, okay,
I have
my
my
God.
song.
Okay, tell
When
us
you're ready. Just Us, Jack Harlow.
okay.
I wish it was just us,
This bitch.
because it's like makes me like feel like badass and sexy.
Oh, I
This
love
is,
it.
like,
Yeah.
This next year for me is just like gonna
Is
be
that-
like fun.
Okay, sexy
Yeah.
rabbit.
Yeah, sexy red.
What is one thing people would be surprised to know about you?
I feel like I'm very much an open book.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would say that I think like from like I'm thinking like clients and just
Yeah.
people who meet me that, oh, this is it. Like, you know, all the time I'm getting compliments about like, you're so fit and your body, because I teach Pilates and all of that. And they're like, everyone has their low days. Like
Yeah.
there are days where I'm just like, ugh, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that I'm like a real person and have low days too,
Yeah.
which I know people know that, but I think I exude a lot of confidence
Energy, yeah.
and positive energy, which is so real. It is all like really stemming from me, but also there are days where I'm just not feeling it and
Yeah.
I can't show it because that's my job.
Yeah. I think something else that people that meet you like at work would be surprised to know is like you're like pretty much 99% of the time not, but like you love to be a couch potato sometimes.
Oh my.
Like you love to be like, ugh, just want to sit on the
No,
couch.
literally.
That's like not what I would
Last
think.
week-
You're
No,
like,
exactly.
she's like, I'm walking around. I'm teaching.
She
I'm
gets
doing
20K
this, I'm
steps a
doing
day,
that.
but
No,
like some days she's
There's
like, I
some
can't get off the
days where
couch.
I'm just like on fire and can like I always joke like an object in motion stays in motion.
Yeah.
Like there are some days where I literally
Yeah.
cannot sit because I know I'll crash. And then like the other day on Sunday, like all my friends were going to Barry's and I was like, you
No.
couldn't pay me. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing is that people think that like I love to work out and low key I
literally.
hate to work out.
Yeah.
Like I actually hate it.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Biggest, I can't believe this is my life moment so far.
Biggest, I can't believe this is my life moment. Honestly, like I gotta say, like it's probably just like being on the boat, looking at a sunset, or
So
like
true.
that happens to me when I'm walking over the bridge to my apartment and I like see a sunset and I look out in the water and I'm like, I literally, my dream life years ago would have been to live where I live and to be able to walk to work and to be able to teach movement and connect with people and inspire people for work. Like the fact that this is my life every day is a pinch me moment, honestly.
That's amazing.
All right, last one. What's lighting you up right now in work or in life?
My friendships,
Oh,
for sure.
that's
Like
so
my
sweet.
friendships light me up. Like they're the most important things to me. And my family, of course. And my nephew, Jack.
Jack Elliott Douglas.
Jack Elliott Douglas. Yeah.
Our quick fire is never quick.
No.
Yeah.
But you know, we have one last question for
Tell
you.
me.
Obviously.
I'm sad it's
We
over,
have
obviously.
our homework assignment, which is one actionable tool or step that our listeners can implement into their lives, to something that they can implement into their lives that they would thank themselves for, that future them would thank themselves for.
Okay.
Guys, this question sometimes gets really muffled in my brain.
Yeah.
Basically, what is the homework for our listeners?
Okay. So last time, I just want to do a reminder because this one's important too, but I'll give a new one. Last time I said,
How do you remember what you said last time?
because I
what the hell?
listened to
What
that
the hell are you on
pod,
to?
because I told you guys, whenever I need to remember who the fuck I
really
am,
sweet. Really sweet.
I listen to my old podcast because even though it was a year ago and
It was a
I'm
great pod.
so much
It's
more
great.
grown up now and I know so much more and I feel like I'm so much more wise, it was so true to me. Like everything I said, I stand by. So last time I said, call someone you love. Like every day connect with someone. And I know it's, at least for me, it's so easy for me to like be like, oh, I don't feel like talking. But you will never like call a best friend or call your sister and like regret that, you know? But my homework now would be to buy a journal if you don't already have one. And if you do, try it out and please like find me on Instagram, Emily Kanter, message me. Let's get on the phone and I will tell you exactly how to get into it. Please let me help you. It is the best thing in the whole world.
That's so Kabbalistic of her to be like, share.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we always say in Kabbalah. Like, you should show up in this world to share because that's how you achieve the
My gosh.
highest love and consciousness.
I would have nothing that I have without my energy. And how do I get it? It's journaling. It's sitting there and figuring out. I think it's the hack to life. And that's why so many people are not getting what they want and aren't like showing up in a room. People always say like, you have great energy. Why do you think that? I know the hack. I know the secret. I'm working on it.
Literally.
Yeah.
Everyone else, if they were doing what I'm doing, they'd be unstoppable. I almost like don't want people to know, but I do. Like I'm so serious right now. Anyone who wants to get into journaling, let me get on the phone with you for 15 minutes.
I will
That's really
ask, I
sweet.
guess, one more question because we
Yeah,
talked
please
about it
do.
before, but do you like want to talk about your running journey at all?
So this is really funny. In the last pod, they go at the end, like, what's next for Emily Kanter? And I was like, so random. I've never even thought about it. It was an in the moment sort of thing. I go, I really want to run. And I was like, I'm not in my running girl era. But wait, that's my answer to so many questions. Like what was, no, because you guys kept asking me like what it was a pinch me moment. I ran a half marathon this year. I am not a runner at all. And I just like said one day, I was like, fuck, you know what? This is something I want to do. I said it on the pod last year that I want to run. If it's not now, then when am I going to do it? And I ran a half marathon. And
She
it's
did, and
fucking
she
awesome.
ran
Incredible.
it motherfucking fast, you guys.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, what do you mean that you don't run and you just ran this at like an 8-minute
It was
pace the
so
whole
fun.
time?
No,
Like,
and you have a run, like
literally
you
insane.
join a run club.
Oh yeah, I'm in a run club. Shout out Flamingo Run Club, 4:40 a.m. on Wednesdays.
That's
all are
fucking crazy.
welcome.
4:40 a.m. on what?
It's you just
Couldn't
like
be me.
you have to come once, and if you come, you'll like it. And we're built different. Like that's the fun of it. Honestly, is that like you have to be kind of a sicko to
Yeah.
want to go. And honestly, I go for the community. Like it is such an amazing community. So come through, everybody.
Amazing.
Wow,
Emily,
amazing.
thank you so much for your time and for coming back on our podcast. We'd
Thanks
love
for
to have
having
you
me.
again.
You'll be
I
back.
love you guys so much. Thank you for
love
having me.
you.
It was so
Thank you,
fun.
guys. Ciao, bye.
Bye.